AITA for wanting my son to move back closer to his family. Hi, this is my first post on Reddit, and English is not my language, so I apologize for the mistakes I will probably make. I'm 56F and I live with my husband, 64M. We only have one son, 33M, who currently lives abroad and we see once a year, as it's very far away and expensive to go. We live in a small town. He moved away when he was 18 for college and never came back. We expected him to move back after he graduated, but he decided to stay where he was. Since he already had a job and a girlfriend there, they got married. Our town is close to our state's capital where his work field is very strong. Ever since his senior year in college, I've been trying to convince him to move closer for a better career and to stay close to his family. He never showed interest, which I find it odd, especially since his wife also works on the same field. 4 years ago, they moved abroad. I felt betrayed when he told me, he was already living 3 hours away from us. Why would he choose to go even further to another country, but not the city right next to us? I never told anything besides let them know me and his father are always here if they needed us. Until recently, things were fine. I miss him a lot. We text every day but we don't get to speak to each other often. The problem is my father, 84M, whose health took a dive and is very fragile. And with my son living so far, he is missing a precious time he could be spending right here. His granddad is not likely to live many years now. I told the news to my son and he was sad about it, and he came to see us and left a week ago. I was honest with him. I said his grandfather will not stay with us for so long, and since he lives so far away, he will lose the opportunity to stay close and enjoy the time he has left. He was not happy about me touching this matter. He said I was trying to guilt him into moving back. I asked him why he was doing this to me. Why doesn't he miss me and his dad? We are getting old and he is only seeing us once or twice a year. It's cruel to us. He said he missed us, but he is happy where he is and does not plan on moving back, and he and his wife are already making plans on buying a house where they live. I couldn't take it and I burst out crying. I told him I felt abandoned, that he didn't seem to care for us and he should enjoy his family while he can because we will not be here forever. I asked what makes him think he cannot be happy living here. He didn't respond. The few days after this were very awkward and after he left, he seems to be even more distant, avoiding me and being very short on his texts. Yesterday his wife called and said my son was feeling bad and told her what happened. She called me an awe and said I had no right trying to manipulate him like that, and I should be ashamed. I don't think I'm the awe for wanting my son closer to me, they are the awe for abandoning family behind. And I'm including her as well. Since she did the same, I talk to her mother often and she is on my side. Edit: I didn't realize we could edit the original post, I just want to add some information. 1. I'm not asking my son to sell his happiness just to be by my side. I just can't see why he needed to be so far away, while he and his wife could have wonderful careers around our area. They could earn more money while staying close to family. It's illogical for me to think about anything different. 2. Some are under the impression I gave up my life to become his mother, and that's not true. I had my own career, and a good one. I worked hard to give my son the best I could. I retired 6 years ago. 3. I realize there is a very strong cultural background where we come from. Family is expected to stay close. My son was the first member of my family that decided to move to somewhere so far away that makes visitations once every 2 weeks or even once a month impossible to do. 4. I don't expect to be taken care of when I get old. Me and my husband already talked about this, and unless my son wants to, we will not ask him to take care of us. 5. Just to clarify, I am not Indian. While I love India and I've been there once with my husband, I just want to clarify I'm South American. My son currently lives in North America. Edit 2. I think I'm getting it, it's really cultural. Most people here seem to be from the USA, and I understand it's really normal for families to be separated after children move to college, and they see each other just once a year at Christmas or Thanksgiving, for example. I was raised to believe family should stick together. I raised my son to have the same values, and I expected him to keep this tradition, but has broken it. It's not his fault, but I will never understand this decision. Edit 3. This will probably be the last time I'm editing the post. I realize that I will never understand my son's motivations to move away, and I will also never understand why he broke free from our culture of family closeness. No, I am completely unable to see the world how he does, and I just have to accept it. I am still feeling abandoned, neglected, and I'm resenting his decisions. I think he is ungrateful, and I will probably rethink our will. That said, I have to accept he adopted a new culture, and that is just who he is now. He changed. And I'm not able to change him back. So I take the judgment, and I will work with what I have from now on. Just to add some extra info, I'm rethinking my will because, why should I leave everything for him, since he chose to be far away? His cousins are all nearby and they help us when we need them. I'm closer to them now than I am to my son. I'm not taking him off the will, I'm just not going to leave everything to him. He gets to live where he wants, far away from us, and I get to choose whoever goes on my will. Choice is right? Edit 4. I am not writing him off my will. I was angry, frustrated and sad when I wrote that. I never expected him to give up his life for me. All I want is my son to be close to his family. That's just it. I don't know why it's so difficult for you people to see my point. My son had everything he could possibly need to be successful, start a family and still stay close, but he chose to move to another country. How am I supposed to feel? I am proud he is a good professional, a good husband, and I'm happy to have helped him pave this road. Still, I think he is a horrible person for choosing to stay away. To be honest, he didn't even need to live right next to us, he could have simply stayed 3 hours away. This way we could at least visit him often, or plan any activities together. All you people say is his decisions, his life, his choices. I get it, but how is it so easy for you all to dismiss where I'm coming from? Why did he need to go to another country? Yes, I am assuming he did that just to stay away from us, which makes him a horrible son. As clingy as I may be, I come from a place of love. I've always let him know I love him, and I've always thought about the best for him, but at the same time, am I really this wrong to expect some closeness? He never starts conversations, I'm the one who sends the texts. If I don't tell him the news about his relatives, he doesn't ask. How am I supposed not to feel abandoned? Seriously? I don't know what else to say. Edit 5. Lots of comments asking why don't I move closer to him instead. 1. I will not do to my own parents what he is doing to me. 2. Even if I didn't have my parents, I'm unable to get a permanent visa. Update, AITA for wanting my son to move back closer to his family? Hello, I wanted to provide you all with an update since my original post https://AITA_move_back_to/. Gained a lot of attention and sparked various discussions. Some were unfortunately rude and disrespectful. Since my last post, I 1. Improved relationship with my son and his wife. 2. Switched therapists. 3. Started treatment for my anxiety and depression. 4. Lost my father. Things started to turn around when I decided to change therapists and went on a few sessions with a new one. Their approach allowed me to come to terms with the fact that my son's values, perspective on the world, and life objectives will never align with mine, and that's okay. It was a tough realization, but an important one. During therapy, I also discovered that my anxiety was, way, more off than I thought, and I never treated it. I started taking medication. After a few months, I was feeling a lot better about my son living away from me. Moreover, my therapist helped me understand a crucial aspect of my life. I had been living under the weight of guilt, giving up on so many plans for the sake of my own parents. A silly example? When my husband and I got married, I wanted to get a cat, but my father always hated cats. I thought to myself, My father despises felines. It wouldn't be fair to him to have a cat in our home. What if they come to visit? I wouldn't be a good daughter. When I recounted this story to my therapist, they were shocked on how normal I thought that was. This was just one of many instances where guilt dictated my decisions. Both of my parents were masters at instilling guilt, and I had internalized it over the years. Main point of the original post: I wanted my son to continue living close to me, he didn't. In my misguided attempts to enforce my desires, I resorted to guilt-tripping him repeatedly. It's how I've been taught, it's what I knew. I now see how wrong and unhealthy that behavior is. While I may never fully understand or relate to the idea of living far away from family, still hurts, I've come to accept that this is my issue to grapple with, not my son's burden. I am determined to confront this challenge alone and refuse to allow it to dictate my happiness. After my father passed, it happened suddenly. My son wanted to come to his funeral, but it would be so exhausting for him, not to mention expensive. So I told him there was no need to come, he could stay and we would get together and remember Grandpa another time. I was surprised with myself, and other times I would have guilted him into coming as fast as he could. In conclusion, I want to thank those who were respectful for the wake-up call and the discussions that unfolded from my initial post. It has been an enlightening journey of self-discovery and growth. I'm committed to continuing my progress and learning how to prioritize my own well-being while respecting the autonomy and choices of those around me. And #X200B. Edit. Thank you everyone for this awesome reception of my post. I wasn't expecting this much love. I want to take some time and reply to each comment, but I'll address one point that everyone seems to be commenting. Yes. My husband and I will adopt a cat. We need to secure our house first. We plan on keeping it indoors for its safety, so we will catify the environment the best we can. I've been watching a lot of Jackson Galaxy videos. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.